Kurz Radio Real Estate Show. I don't even know what the hell to call this anymore. It's the Kurz Real Estate Show. So I say radio because we were on the radio for 2.5 years. I have yet to break the habit of saying radio. And then so when I get something stuck in my head like that, it stays. Last week we had NAREP.
Uh-huh.
So last week, the poor guy's name is Alfred. And I'm calling him Albert the whole time. And I just couldn't. And every time I knew it hurt me to say Alfred. Like it was hard for me to get out. Anyway, welcome to Kurz Real Estate Show. You can find us at kurzre.com. That's KURZRE.com. You can call us at 786-529-5273. Again, 786-529-5273. Today we got a great show, good stuff happening. We're going to talk about real estate inspections, real estate home inspections. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to make sure we get Sean from Max Home Inspections to tell us all the crazy shit that happens on real estate inspections and some of the things that you guys should be asking or looking out for as realtors, as buyers, maybe even as sellers. You should be getting a home inspection before you put your house on the market. So we're going to get deep into that. I want you to pay attention to that. We're going to talk about our listings. We're going to welcome our new agents. We're going to talk about our charities. And, of course, we're going to finish off with a final thought from me, David Kurz. So let's get started. So Jen's on the show with me today. What's up,
Hi.
Jen?
What's
How
up?
you doing? All right. And then Sean's on the show with us today. Sean with Max Home Inspections. How you doing?
Excellent. Always a pleasure.
All right. So just so you guys know, we make this show every week. We make this joke every week. We say it's Max Home Inspections with the S, not the imposter. Right? Okay. All right. So not the one
He
without
had nothing
the S.
to do with that whatsoever.
No, that was totally me. I'm sorry. All right, so we're going to be discussing a bunch of different things. However, in the meantime, you're trying to figure out who the hell we are, kurzre.com. If you want to read our magazine, we have an online digital setup magazine. Our magazine can be found at kurzmagazine.com. If you want to know more about me, go to davidadamkurz.com. I know I just threw out a bunch of .coms at you, so just go to Facebook, go to @KurzRealEstate or @DavidAdamKurz. You'll learn everything that you need to know about me, our beautiful company, and our amazing agents. So let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors, please.
All right, so this show is brought to you by New World Title with Rudy and Bridget and the Title Girls.
The show.
And they have around 14 locations in South Florida. Their website is newworldtitle.com. That's NUWORLDTITLE.com. And their phone number is 305-537-4906. Make sure to contact them for all of your title needs. PRMG is our other sponsor. That's Primary Residential Mortgage Group, and with affiliation with the Mortgage Chicks. Lourdes Rodriguez helps us out a lot. You can reach her at 704-654-5378. You can also find them on Facebook. Just look for the Mortgage Chicks.
Lourdes just walked into my office the other day, and she was like, hey, by the way, did you see the girl that I brought to the meeting? And I said, yeah, here I am thinking like she's an agent, totally interested. She starts dancing. She's like, that's my new assistant. So congrats, Lourdes, on your new assistant and having Hans as a backup here as well.
That's right. We're super excited to have such a great team. Also, we have Max Home Inspections, who is here with us as well. Sean is. And their website is maxhomeinspections with an S at the end.com. And their phone number is 954-947-8391. They'll take care of all of your inspection needs, and they also offer a couple programs for warranty. So there you go. You got it.
All right, so quick shout out to our newest agents or family members here at Kurz Real Estate. Huge shout out to Christine Perez, Ramon Lopez, Jose Moreno, and Daniel Vasquez with 2 Z's, baby.
Welcome.
Welcome to the family. We appreciate having you as a part of the family.
Some of them got to see me go crazy this morning because I was like rushing in, and it's like, all right, let's get this started when we're doing the orientation.
Poor guys are like, oh.
I'm sorry.
All right, so what we do for our agents is every 2 weeks, because we hire at a high level, we have a new agent orientation set up, and then headshots and photography right after that, and then our real estate show right after, not too far after that. So every other Thursday is like a seriously busy day around here. Then, of course, we have every other Wednesday where we have our training, we have our coaching, we have all that stuff happening. So I want to tell you about our schedule for training for the rest of the month so that you guys can be enticed to come out and visit us. The first thing that I'll talk about is our K-Coaching program. Now, here's the trick with K-Coaching. I love to invite folks over to visit our company and to do coaching and training with us. However, I do not open the doors to K-Coaching for outside of our agency. K-Coaching is a program that I typically charge for outside of the agency. Therefore, you have to be a part of Kurz Real Estate to be a part of K-Coaching. K-Coaching goes live Monday, June 5th, and we're going to be doing it every Monday and Thursday for 4 weeks in a row. So the entire month of June is going to be all about K-Coaching, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., good, intense, head-on, face-to-face coaching with some extraordinary agents.
Yeah, agents are excited. Some of them are actually going to repeat K-Coaching.
That's awesome. Like for me, people ask me, hey, so I did K-Coaching last time, should I come back? My answer, of course. Whatever you got out of it last time, you'll get something different out of it this time, even if it's the same repeated thing. It's like sometimes you watch a movie 2 or 3 times, and on the second or third time, you see something you didn't see the first time, you know?
Yep.
And then, like, how many times have you been to Tony Robbins? Yes.
I was just thinking
Come
that.
to the K-Coaching program as many times as you want to. Actually, we do the K-Coaching every 3rd month of every quarter. So it's an amazing thing that we do. The only time we're not going to do that is this coming December, obviously because of the holidays and everything, and the fact that I'm getting married December 9th and to this person. And then we won't be here for the entire month.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And then June 6th. So June 6th, we have a marketing and our title class with marketing tips. And we're going to get those marketing tips by the title girls themselves of New World Title. That's June 6th here at the office at 10 a.m. June 7th, we have our office meeting. My office meetings are open to the public, so come on out, enjoy it. June 21st, we're having an agent mastermind. Our agent mastermind is designed to bring up topics that are real deal. It's middle of the year, June 26th, right? Or June 21st, I'm sorry. Middle of the year, let's talk about what you've been doing for the last 6 months, what's beating you up, how to surpass it, and get a mastermind group to discuss it versus asking me and looking for a one-sided answer, right? So we'll create this awesome agent mastermind. And then June 28th, the week after that, we're going to have an advanced top agent mastermind, which is by invitation only. You have to be producing at a very specific level to be a part of that. Again, open to the public. However, I will ask that you email me at david.kurz@kurzre.com and ask for a special request to come to the Top Agent Mastermind June 28th. Again, I will need to know what your production levels are. I will have to verify them, and then you can be a part of that Top Agent Mastermind. So that's our coaching coming up in June, coaching and training. We might have a few other things. Maybe we'll get Max Home Inspections to come out and talk about some stuff. But the idea here is to continuously give our community and our agents the top-notch coaching that they deserve. Because, honestly, there are not a lot of companies that do that. You know, a lot of companies that teach real estate at the rudimentary level. There are a few companies that teach sale techniques, closing techniques, the true techniques necessary to close a deal, you know?
Yeah. They give you, like, real-life experiences and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Well, you do.
And when we talk about, like, an agent mastermind, it allows 15, 20, 30 people in the room to give real-life experience,
input.
not just mine. I mean, look, I've been in the business for 11 years, right? So in the last 11 years, I've seen a lot of things, but I haven't seen it all.
Yeah.
You know, so for sure, there's somebody in the room that has seen something that I hadn't seen it before, and we can attack how to attack that together, you know, and discuss those options. So I do want to talk about our listings real quick. Can you go over our listings real quick?
Yes.
Newest listings that recently hit the market.
All right, so our newest listing, we have 609 Euclid Avenue, that's EUCLID Avenue, unit number 5, and this property is listed for $174,900. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo. We have 9311 Southwest 4th Street, unit 105B. That's in the community Southwinds East, and it's listed for $149,500. It's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, 777 square feet. That must be like a lucky unit with all those sevens, right? 1360.
You rent, if you get, what is it, for sale? Yep. If you buy that unit, you hit the jackpot straight up.
1360 Northwest 39th Street in North Miami Estates, 239,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1267 square feet. So there you go.
Those are our newest listings
for the week.
So let me tell you something. Our office has, I think we're close to 60 listings right now, and consistently breaking records month over month.
Yeah.
So
well, they go under contract quickly. Some of them do.
It's been an amazing thing. Our agents are really killing it. And so I appreciate you guys for putting in the hard work that you do, because
I have one coming up soon. I'm sitting tomorrow.
You're closing tomorrow. You're sitting tomorrow.
Sitting with him tomorrow. No, I have.
Oh, you got a listing coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
You gotta do this.
Should do the happy dance. I'm not gonna stand up and do that.
No.
No.
It sucks.
Sorry.
All right, show's over. Let's go home. Big shout out to Eric Morales, who is always a co-host on the show today. Letting you know that we're with you. His grandmother's not doing too well. She's in the hospital, in ICU. And so he's taking care of family right now. So, again, we're with you. We got your back. Anything you need, you let this whole audience know. And I promise you, somebody will be there for you. Now, let's talk home inspections. So I want to have fun with this, all right? Can we have fun with this?
So we're skipping experiences? You don't have experience?
You want to do experiences? Let's do it.
I don't know. Do you
want
have?
to talk about it, right?
No,
I
see it here. I'm kind of OCD. I see it here. It kind of has to happen.
So Jen wants to talk about her experience. So every week we get on the show and we bring up an experience that we may have had this week that could either be funny for you guys to listen to or further help you in your business and career. So, Jen, what's your experience?
My experience this week.
See, she had
Actually, I had to think about it. I was thinking about it the whole time, and then you skipped it. So my experience this week was I had a client that I was supposed to touch base with, and I ended up calling his son. They have the same name. So I called the son by mistake. I'm like, hey, how you doing? The son is like who is this? I'm like, oh, you must be the son. So I basically, told him that I was calling to see how his father was doing. And that was the stupid part of it. But then when I actually spoke to him, to my actual client, it's interesting when you contact certain people. I called him to see how he was doing because he had a stroke not too long ago. But the fact that you're in the industry automatically prompts people to start talking about it. So there's a reason why I have a listing appointment tomorrow. Yeah. And it basically has to do with the fact that I called somebody to see how they were doing, and they were like, hey, I meant to call you. I'm ready to list.
And you know what? Sometimes people, they mean to call you, but
they just don't get to it.
If they're not in, a serious rush to list their home, it just kind of gets put on the back burner. It's one of those things that, well, I'm not in a rush, so, I'll get around to calling her when I get around to calling her. The risk that you run is that he runs into an old buddy, and the buddy says, yeah, man, I'm in real estate. What are you doing in your house? Oh, yeah, I was thinking about selling it. Well, let me list it. Okay, how can I say no to you? You're my friend. And then you miss out on an opportunity simply because you didn't bring it up in a conversation. Whether you mean to bring it up or not, somebody told me a really long time ago, and I've repeated it probably a million times since, was every single conversation in the world can turn into real estate. Yep.
Yeah.
And so everybody lives somewhere. Everybody knows a little of the basics about real estate. So kudos to you on that. My experience this week, I met with the president of a very prominent real estate company here in South Florida. And we went to go have a cup of coffee, and I like to meet with this person because we throw ideas back at each other, and because he's ran a real estate company for much longer and has 5 times the amount of agents that I do. I love feeding off of him, and I throw some ideas back at him, and we kind of go back and forth. And I had some very specific topics that I had to talk to him about. And then I thought to myself, I said, hey, listen, why don't we do something different? He said, what do you think? And I said, why don't we create kind of an indie broker network? right? And so I have a friend who hopefully is watching who lives in Oxnard, California. And we met him through NAREP. We're members of NAREP, and we met him through NAREP. And basically, he is trying to create a nationwide kind of gathering of indie brokers where he's having his first get-together, I think, in next weekend. And they're doing it in, like, Washington State or something like that, or Arizona, my state, in Arizona, right? And so there are going to be all these brokers from all over the country that are independent brokers that are going to come in, fly in, they're going to get together for 2 days, and they're going to talk real estate and running independent brokerages and talking about recruiting and things that are working and things that are not, so forth.
That's pretty cool. That's different.
It's really cool because this often doesn't happen. You have, like, Keller Williams has family reunion, and you have this, and you have that, and all these things, you know, but this could be the beginning of creating a really big expo of a ton of agents coming in from all over the country to learn, led by independent brokerages. Independent brokerages, by the way, are doing more than 65% of the business in this country. You know, it's not the franchises. It's not the co-op bankers or the Elements or, you know, or the KWs. It's the independent broker. And so that being said, I told him, I said, why don't we do a South Florida independent broker? Like, you know some good brokers, so do I. Why don't we get like 5 or 6 of the brokers together and have kind of like a sit-back conversation once a month?
Kind of like a mastermind.
Yeah, and just kind of feed off of each other and say, you know, hey, I tried this new tool, it's not working for me, or, you know, this and that. And you know what his response was? His response was, I love your idea, but I don't think they'd do it. And I said, why not? You know, well, the fear is that, you know, you're in their market, so you're going to be tapping into the people in their market. And I'm like, dude, if we got 100 indie brokers together to talk, there's 50,000 real estate agents. 50,000.
That's a lot.
That's, what is that, 5,000 per indie broker if we had 100 of them? You know what I mean? And so I thought to myself, I said, man, that sucks. You know? Like, imagine if it was the opposite. Imagine if it was that 10 indie brokers can get together once a month to talk about their brokerages and advancements and things that they're doing that are working and not working, right? And then when one person interviews 3 of them and one of them wins, the other 2 call and congratulate them. Hey, dude, I don't know what you did different, but that's awesome. How awesome would that be?
It creates a camaraderie between the brokerages in a way.
And all
you know
the
what I mean?
brokerages are different, right? So, hey, listen, this person doesn't fit my profile. I'm going to send them over to you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you know, God forbid the other broker helps you grow, you know what I mean? So you're right. I think, you know, but I was kind of blown back by that. He gave me an example. I don't want to talk about the example, but he tried to do something with some really big names where he wanted to do kind of a roadshow. And with the roadshow, he wanted to take these big names all around South Florida, even to the Kendalls and the places that typically get ignored because everything that happens with the big names is always on the one hotel on Miami Beach, you know what I mean? And so he wanted to take this out that way and get really people to listen in. And curiously enough, or oddly enough, he said that, like, he would call one would say, yeah, it's great, let me know what the other people say. Then he'd call the other one, he'd say, yeah, it's great, but if this person goes, I'm not there. And he'd call the other person, the other person would say, yeah, but I'm going to go, but if that person goes, I'm not there. And we're talking about high-level executives at really, really top-level companies.
What about splitting it up into a couple different groups so you can kind of avoid that?
But the idea was
it defeats the purpose.
the idea was to get these like
all of
4
them.
huge names that are very well known, right? And then take them on a road show, and people would come to that. They would come to that. I would go. The 4 names that he gave me, I would go. You know, I want to hear what they have to say.
There's a lot of people scared down here. I mean, there's 100,000 real estate transactions in the Tri-County area. So, you know, when I meet a competitor, I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. It's a pleasure, you know. We'll see each other again for sure. I'm not scared of them or anything. There's no reason to be.
There's no reason
There's
to be.
so much opportunity here.
So much business for all of us.
Yeah.
Do we want to dominate? Yes. But what does dominate mean? Like, what does that really mean? Because it's not going to be having 100% of the business.
Of course not.
It'll never be that. It may never be 80%. It may never be 50%. Dominating the market may honestly be 20 to 30%. If you had 20% of a market, 25% of a market,
huge.
You're dominating.
Yeah.
That's domination. You know? But, hey, listen. that's my takeaway from that. I'm still going to try my indie broker thing. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. At least I gave it a try.
That's right.
So do you have an experience you want to share from this week?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
So one of the things we did in the last couple weeks was Red Day. We sponsored 3 Red Days at the same time. You guys have the KW background, so I think you guys know about
we know
it.
exactly what it
So
is.
I'm looking forward to Kurz Day. So you let me know when that is,
Thursday.
and we're going to be part of
Nice.
it. All right. That's going to be on the books now, right?
Yeah.
Danny
Well-
gets back.
K-Day.
We did 3
We'll do K-Day.
3 at the same time. So, my team's into it. We're all about doing that kind of stuff and giving back to the community. And I know you guys are too. So I'd love to be part of that. So when you set something up, let us know.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we have
He's on
other
to something.
projects that we kind of
Listen,
take on.
you know
for
we're
the
part of
community,
it.
but
Just let us know.
Well,
And some
I'll
other
tell you-
stuff that we've seen.
I'll tell you about some stuff like we don't have that set up yet, but we do participate directly with very specific local folks, like the Boys and Girls Club of America that's right down the street from here. We mentor, we do all kinds of stuff there. And then the Barnyard, which is right up the street from here, which I'll tell you more about later, but it's really hit home for Jen, and it's a free service for the families in the West
For
Grove
the
neighborhood.
children
That they go to the school, they pick up the kids, they watch them till the parents get off work. Like it's a free service so that
Pretty cool.
their parents can work. So that's amazing. What else? All right, so let's go into inspections.
All right, let's do
All
it.
right, so let's talk inspections for a little bit. Let's have
That's the
some fun
next
with it.
topic
That's
right
The
here.
good, the
That's-
bad.
I know
I
you
just want to
guys-
make sure.
I know you guys are really into marketing. I'm going to show you the marketing side of the
all right.
inspections, because there's 2 big fails when it comes to real estate industry, and that is not staying in touch with people and no unique selling points.
Yeah.
Because I heard this at a meeting the other day, and I was like, what are you doing? They go, I lost a deal because they asked me, why should I pay your commission fee versus pay $35 and put it on the MLS? And I was like, you couldn't respond to that? No, what am I supposed to say? I'm like, well, you have my time, you have my experience, you have what I'm going to do, you don't take phone calls, and that's just the start. What sets you apart?
Yeah.
So we like to offer things that can set agents apart because, like you said, there's so much out there. Not everyone's using what we're offering, and I tell people about this and they still don't do it. So we'll get about 1 out of every 50 agents goes, oh, wow, I see that. So, for instance, using us on the listing side, which is like unheard of. Getting your listing inspected, and then so what happens out of that? 1, we have all the warranties and guarantees that we talk about all the time. You can advertise on the MLS. We have a 5-year guarantee on the roof. Hey, I talk to a couple people that are like, wow, why bother looking at others? This one is just, I already like it. If it's down to like the last 3, why bother? This one makes my life easier.
Yeah.
So we have all the warranties, the AC being guaranteed, the water heater. The next thing was if there's issues in the house, great, we found them. We can fix them. And you either fix them, put it in the contract that you're getting X amount of dollars back, or disclaimer, here's what to expect.
Yeah.
There's no more negotiation. There's no expecting a $10,000 rebuttal. We already took care of it.
Yeah.
Negotiation's
There's no,
over.
What is it? Uncertainty in the process. It's
Exactly.
Just there.
Everybody knows, and we still encourage the other side to get the buyers out there to have their own inspection too for their interest, just
Of
in case
course.
this stuff can change. But that makes the process so much easier. And I recently went through the process of buying my own home, and it was like the worst experience ever. Like,
Really?
oh yeah, I had multiple deals fall through. Right? The sellers ripped out the closets before we got there. All the shelves in the closets were gone when we went to close. Nightmare. Everything about it. So it's a stressful process. So we like to make it easier on them. And this is like the easiest thing for people to do because you're making their life easier. They don't have to worry about stuff because there's always
Yeah.
what are we going to find next, right? And the fact that my washer and dryer broke a couple weeks after we moved in. Okay, fine. You got a warranty in place to protect you.
Then you're
it's,
good,
It's
yeah.
great stuff that really helps. So we like to bring that. And if an agent uses that, that's a unique selling point. When there's 4 agents trying to get a listing or trying to take the buyer somewhere, they're the people who are going to close the deal.
Yeah.
And that's what we really like to bring to the table.
So what do you see a lot of agents telling their seller, hey, seller, I need you to pay Max Home Inspections to do this inspection so we're ahead of the game so that we can present this to potential buyers? Or do you see a lot of agents saying, Sean, I'm going to hire you guys. I'll pay for it because I want my listing to be on top.
Those are the 2 kinds of agents. The majority, the agent actually pays for it themselves, but the agents who are very strong-willed, who go, look, if you want to work with me, this is what we're doing. And there's plenty of those guys out there. They make the seller pay for it. And the seller thanks them anyways because
regardless, it works.
It's to
it
their
gets
benefit.
sold
It's
faster.
only a couple $100 to your
Exactly. It
benefit.
gets sold faster. There's less stuff to worry about. When there's a problem, which we find, we usually hear, oh, wow, I didn't even know that was a problem in my house. So they know about it ahead of time. We see them fix it again. And a couple times, we do so many. We're doing like 100 inspections a week. We've done the buyer and the seller, and we're like, oh, cool, they fixed some of this stuff, and we can go through stuff and make it a lot easier on everybody.
Wow.
So it's been a really fun process that we're trying to help agents.
If you guys have any questions for Sean, just go ahead and type them in underneath right there, right in that bottom part where it says comment. Comment in there. I'm paying attention here on my phone. That's why you see me keep looking down. But if you got any questions for Sean, just go ahead and put them up there. So
Sean is looking at them too.
Yeah.
He's looking at the questions too. So I want to ask you some questions, just inspection stuff, straight off the bat. And then I'm going to ask you a couple fun questions. We'll go from there.
Great.
So cracked walls. Sometimes we walk into a house, we'll see like cracks.
Okay.
Most people refer to them as settlement cracks.
Yeah.
Problem, not a problem.
Of course,
Could
there's
it be
always a
advanced?
dependent. If you can fit a pencil into it, you got a problem.
Okay.
All right. But listen, all structures move just a little bit. And not to mention, even on a new structure, you'll see cracks. All right, because as concrete cures and hardens, it becomes tense, and then a crack line forms. On newer construction, they actually put creases into it so it can crack in the crease. But on standard construction, you're going to see that all the time. And we're walking around. Listen, the house has been there for 30, 40, 50 years. Of course it moved a little bit. Matter of fact, just it raining moves your house a little bit as the soil increases with water and removes the water.
Yeah.
So the house goes up and down, and everything moves just a little bit. So we'll see that.
People don't realize that, They don't realize that the house actually does move.
Yeah, it's amazing.
All the time, over time.
Yeah, right now I was like, oh, really? The soil?
So now Jen's in bed tonight going, I think I felt the house move.
Yeah.
I think I felt the house.
Like
No
the cruise
wonder
ship,
the
right?
walls
Whoa.
make
It's been
noise.
raining all day. I know I felt it.
Yeah, but
Right.
over years, it does settle. It gets a little harder. It compacts, and then it moves just a little bit, enough to cause a crack.
Yeah.
No?
Okay. Now let's talk about mold issues. Do you see it a lot in Miami? There's a lot of humidity here.
Well, I mean,
A lot
listen,
of
in
AC
Florida,
running.
do you have mold or do you not have mold? The answer is yes. You always have mold.
Yeah.
100%, you always have mold. The question is it bad?
Yeah.
So there's millions of kinds of mold, and there's only a couple that are really bad for you, like the Stachyboris black mold that everyone's really worried about. So when it comes to that, we say, listen, if you're worried about it, get it tested. It's $100 to $300 depending on how many samples you want done. You send it to the lab. The lab goes, all right, look, you have this, this, and this. Nothing to worry about. Take some kills, repaint it, remove the area, great. Or, hey, look, here's what you have. You want to take care of it before you do anything else.
So these tests, can you buy these tests at Home Depot?
I don't think you could do it for the mold because the lab is very, very specific because we actually have a license to do the right information. Like we went to plenty of hours of training.
Yeah, no, I thought there was like a test that you can use at home and then you send it in to this lab.
There are a couple like that, but again, it's not.
It's not as accurate.
It's
probably,
not as accurate.
yeah.
The do-it-yourself kit. Sure, you can get. Okay, I found out. Yes, no, it's one of these.
So how much is a mold inspection with you guys?
Really, what we're doing is versus how many samples. On average, you really want 3 samples. And there's 2 kinds of mold testing. There's air samples and there's surface testing. So, I mean, and it's cool. The other day we did a sample and the house, it was beautiful. It's just like this. We swabbed a couple of the walls and I'm like, all right, they're all coming back negative. One of them came back positive. I'm like, oh man, I touched that wall. I don't know about this. Because you really can't. It's so small. But it gets on there and they put it under the microscope and they go, all right, you have this, this, this. It wasn't anything that was a problem, but
still, it was
But there was
yeah, because you always have it. Down here, you always have it.
All right, so termites.
All right, well, and what we say down here
Again,
is
it's Florida.
You have termites, you're going to get termites. And if you don't have them today and you feel left out, I got more in the car. Yeah. Because they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Just be prepared. You should always have a treatment. Even if you don't have termites, get a treatment because it keeps them away for another year if you don't have them. And if you have them, it kills them. Usually now you could do a borate treatment, which is like $400 to $800 on average for most houses. Bigger houses, of course, cost more. And you get a year warranty on it. And then we tell people, listen, the best thing you could do, spend the $200 a year, get the warranty in place, and then don't worry about it. Because one day you're going to want to sell it. And if you don't, you want to keep it and pass it down to your kids. Don't give them a termite problem.
Yeah.
Because you have them down here. Get it inspected. Every year, get a guy out there and have him take a look.
I owned a house and it was in a high termite area, of Miami, where there was a lot of wood framed homes.
Okay.
And so the termites just loved this neighborhood. And so I had a guest house.
Okay.
My house was built in 1913, I think, right? 1913, 1911, 1913, something like that. The guest house was built in the 60s. So the guest house was concrete, but it had that wood roof.
Yeah.
Right?
It's pretty standard.
The home was wood, but it was a Florida pine.
Yeah, Dade County pine.
Dade County
which
pine.
is now extinct.
Exactly. So now, if you had a house with Dade County pine, like Dade County pine is so hard, termites don't like them.
Yeah.
They just don't like them. They can't get into them like they can regular wood. Like putting a nail to hang up a photo was a nightmare because
Wow.
nails would bend. I had to buy the really thick nails and like go in on it, you know? And so I was never concerned about the house. I remember when I bought the house, my mom says, "You're crazy. I can't believe you're buying a wood-framed house.
Yeah.
What if a hurricane comes?" I go, "Mom, the house has been there since 1913. I think I'm good." Like,
Andrew passed over.
Andrew on steroids would have to come and take it out, you know? But the point that I'm trying to make is I ended up with subterranean termites in the other house, in the guest house.
Yeah.
And what they were doing is they were coming from underground, going up the cinder block
It
or the
just gives me
concrete
goosebumps,
block,
like, I
right?
hate
And
bugs.
they were nesting inside of the roof part because that's where the
Isn't
wood
that
was.
crazy?
And then, so one day I come home, this is how I find out I have subterranean termites. One day I come home and they're all flying out of the gutter. Like literally,
Oh my
you know how you
God.
have the
Everywhere.
hole in the roof so that the roof can breathe, you know?
Yeah, the soffit vent.
The suck, they're flying right out of there. And I'm looking, I'm like,
What
what
in
is
the
this?
world?
You
Yeah.
know, I'm freaking out. And that's what it
Sure
was.
enough.
Now,
It's
the
amazing.
treatment for this is not tenting the house.
Yeah, they don't tend on.
They can't tent the house because they're subterranean.
Hmm.
So they have to drill holes
Yep.
all around the house, right, on the walls. Then they have to dig a trench all around the house, and then they have to treat it inside the walls, in the trench, like it's.
They injected.
They injected the
Did they put the
fluid or
stakes in the ground around so you can check for subterranean still? So
I
what they
don't
do is they
remember
get these wooden stakes and they pound them into the ground. So they eat the stakes first. So you check them every couple months. You're like, oh, if there's holes in it, like get another treatment. So before they get back into your house, you do that.
See, I have goosebumps right now. Like, I can't even. I have a
They're
thing
just
about
ants that
ants.
eat the wood, you know.
I know, but I don't like ants. So it's kind of like I can picture the whole thing. And
There's
it's
plenty of
really
more gross
ridiculous.
insects out there.
trust me. These things were like big ants with
Yeah,
wings.
yeah, they look very similar. It's just if you're looking at it, the wings kind of fold up on top of each other. They look
No,
very
I
similar.
know.
That's
I've
awesome.
seen enough of them.
All right, so soft wood floors.
Yeah.
What am I looking out for? Because I've been to some of these old homes where they have original hardwood floors. Creaking, okay, I get that because I actually love that. Like if I can buy a house where the floors creak.
It's
I
not
love
gonna
that.
happen. I'm sorry.
I like walking to the kitchen here.
I mean, that's part of, you know.
That's part of the
yeah,
the aesthetic.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
The
you
essence
know,
of the home.
the
No.
essence of the home.
Exactly.
However, I've also been to homes where you feel the floor bounce. You feel that soft wood. What are we talking about? What are we looking
I mean,
at there?
when it comes to that, you're really only seeing that on, again, houses that have like a pier and beam structure, not a concrete slab.
Correct.
And
They have that crawl space underneath.
they have the crawl space. And when it comes to that, well, you know, wood is supposed to be flexible. That's what it does. So it's gonna do, if it goes too much and you're really worried about it, okay, you can
Then you have to
rip it out and
replace
put some
it.
new ones in there.
Yeah.
But you know, if it ever got wet a little bit, it's going to be a little bit more flexible. But
Yeah.
even then, wood is supposed to do that.
And
you know?
but that sucks in those houses. Like if it gets too soft, then you have to rip out and whip. You know. Now we're talking about replacing original hardwood floors, which back then the planks were very small.
Mhm.
They were either Dade County pine or there was some other type of pine. You know, and you'll never find that again. Like you rip that out and put different wood. Like it's gonna be.
You're
a
gonna have
sore
to live
thumb in
with your
house.
soggy floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously. like put a rug down that says "Do not step."
Yeah.
You know?
Caution tape around it.
Yeah.
All right, landscaping. So I'm looking at a house. I'm looking at the landscape. I'm looking at the dirt, the grass. Is there anything I need to be looking for that could say, hey, there might be an issue out here with a underground pipe or foundation of the house, or like I'm outside. What am I looking for?
Yeah. I've only seen it a couple times when somebody had a big dog that was digging under the house, and then there was just a big trench. The dog dug a trench underneath the house and pulled everything away. All right, you want to fill that back in. If you see that, fill it back in because you're causing a point to tip, and then it will cause cracks. We don't want that. You know,
Those settlement things, but now because of the dog.
Yeah.
and you know, there's a lot of houses that are built pretty close together, especially in really tight communities. You'll see soggy ground between them. That's just because, you know, the sun's not
Yeah,
getting
the
there
sun
and drying it
doesn't
out,
get
and it stays wet. Now,
Okay.
on a day like today, it's going to be wet for a couple days, you know?
Yeah.
And then it'll be 100 degrees tomorrow, the day after for a couple days, it'll be, you know, dirt again instead of mud. It's okay.
So nothing crazy I'm looking for outside.
There's not much. You know, really, we're looking to make sure that the grade, the ground kind of slopes away from the house, because if it slopes to it, the water's being
The water
brought
goes
to the
into
house.
home,
Yeah.
Things that you should look out for is the sprinklers don't hit the wall. The number one reason
I've
leaks
seen
get into
so
the house
many-
is the sprinklers
many,
are
and
hitting the wall, and people think concrete is
It
waterproof.
destroys the wall. Yeah.
And the water goes right through it, and it's amazing. Or watch out for where Comcast drills a hole through the wall, and then water's all in the floor inside because they drilled a hole and put the cable through, and they didn't seal it.
Yeah.
We've seen that a couple times.
Which they're very good at doing that.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Comcast. All right, so
They're in a hurry.
septic systems.
Yeah, we don't inspect septic systems, but we always recommend. We can find somebody for you if you need help with it. But we do recommend pumping if you can. But if you just want the inspection, get somebody to inspect it at least, and then after you buy it, get it pumped.
Okay. City systems, piping and things going to the
Yeah.
house.
Listen, things break. It happens once in a while. Usually, 9 times out of 10, it's fine. It's going to be fine. So we're making sure all the water's flowing in and out of the house. There's no stoppages. With us, we actually have what's called the sewer guard policy. So if the water main or sewer line breaks, there's $4,000 worth of repairs to protect them.
Nice.
So just in case, they move in and then they're like, hey, my water bill's really high. Hey,
All right.
Get it taken a look at.
What about broken pipes because of branches and stuff
Well,
like
that's what I
that?
was going to talk about. Large trees too close to the house. Now you got the roots
We see it all the
holding,
time.
gripping onto the piping, and
That's
cracking
part of
down.
the allure of having a huge tree right next to your driveway, right? And
We
then
know.
Once
We
in
know,
a while.
trust me. I now have a speed bump in my driveway because the root is lifting the pavers.
Yeah, so once in a while what you have to do is you have to get somebody with a saw off the root, dig that stuff out, and reflatten it.
And change the pipe.
If there's a pipe there, yeah. If
There
there's
is
a
a
pipe.
broken pipe.
Yeah, when actually it's not broken. So
No?
This is what's happening. This is what the plumber said is happening. Okay. He said that the roots, when they're still very small and thin, they're working their way into the couplings.
Where you have cast iron pipes?
I'm not sure.
Well, if you have a really old
wherever
house,
they're
like cast
connecting,
iron. Yeah.
wherever they're connecting, it's finding its way into
And then
there,
they're growing in
and then
there.
it's growing inside the pipe.
No, I don't think it's not
It's
an
gotta
old
be
home.
PVC.
Did they do a sewer scope? The
Yeah.
camera?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that's what he told me was happening, and I thought to
That
myself,
means you're
wow,
about to have a
okay.
problem.
Should we just get and then of course we live in Coconut Grove, so there's no getting rid of the tree.
Oh yeah, you got the tree.
Tree's there forever. So
Maybe you could use some ingenuity, put like a steel plate in between there so the root doesn't go back
Okay,
through.
so we can go around it.
So it goes this way.
They don't stop growing.
it goes to
Yeah.
the neighbor's house.
Yeah. Hit the plate and it just
Redirection.
grows sideways so it doesn't go back at your pipe.
We're going to go like this. So we're going to put something like this. It goes like that. Back to the neighbor.
It's half in his yard anyway. It's half
Yeah.
in ours, half in his. All right, so I always recommend to my folks, follow the inspector around the house. You agree? Disagree?
Yeah, I mean, everybody has different things that they want to do. Usually what we say, listen, if you want to follow us along. But what we recommend is like, hey, go look around, enjoy the house that you're there, and then come back and just grab me whenever you have a question, and we'll go take care of it.
Okay.
Feel free to look around, experience the house. I know that a lot of times people are signing papers and they're doing stuff. They can't stay with us the whole time. We go up into the attic hatch. They can't follow us up there or on the roof. We say, listen, go enjoy the house and come get us anytime you have a question. And if there's any problems, we're going to go over everything at the end anyways.
Yeah.
And make sure. And then you guys get to go over it again.
Yeah, I like to tell my clients to walk around the house.
Yeah.
Like I really do, because I feel like when you catch something and you're writing your report and you're like, okay, let me, I see something wrong. It's easy for you to turn around and go, listen, this is what I'm writing. This is why. This is the estimated cost of this. It's no big deal.
Just
Or,
to put an
hey,
explanation at that
this
moment.
might be a deal breaker for you. Like, you
See,
know what
but
I
I
mean?
So with
did
us,
that,
there's no
and
deal
that
breaker.
backfired. Yeah, I did that. It's worked for me, and it's also backfired for me. I do it just because of that, because it's easy. They can understand what's going on, and also, have some peace of mind. But there was one person, particularly one buyer that I had, that apparently was, I don't know, he considered himself a GC, but he wasn't.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So basically, you guys put up your, or not you guys, at that time it was somebody else, but anyway, they, placed their ladder, they looked up at the attic. Now the guy is like, okay, waits for the inspector to move away, and he's like, all right, it's my turn. So he goes up there as well. So it's kind of like a little bit
Too intense?
intense and
Did it
intrusive.
backfire, though? Or?
I mean, just because he would question a little much more. Like he was there looking, you know what I mean?
It's like
I mean,
he's
the
looking for
sale
something
still
to go
took
wrong,
place, but he's looking for something to go wrong. That's what it is.
We don't let them go up our ladders, and we say stay out. I mean, they don't own the house, so we say don't go up into the attic because it's very easy for them to get injured, and
Yeah.
that's an insurance problem. or they can fall, they can damage something. So we say, look, don't go in the attic, don't go on the roof, follow us around everywhere else.
Yeah.
And we usually come like, hey, let me show you this. Like, if it's important, we'll be like, you want to see this. We don't take electric panels off the wall a second time. We go, hey, look, here's what it is. Because honestly, people have been like, what is, like, whoa, stop.
Yeah.
So we got to be careful about what we do. We don't want people to injure themselves.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
All right. Craziest thing you ever saw in a home that you were inspecting?
I think we did this the last radio show. The
Yeah.
rat coming out of the toilet was pretty crazy still.
All right, tell that story because we might have new listeners. Go.
Yeah, there's other ones too, but basically, I was doing it. It was me, happens to be at the time, about a year ago. I was doing the inspection on this 3-floor like villa, a townhome, and I'm by myself. And I'm going up the second floor, and I'm inspecting the house. I go into the bathroom, and I go to flush the toilet, and it goes bloop bloop, and I was like, oh man, I guess this doesn't work. And suddenly this like black thing comes up. I'm like, oh no, the poop's coming back from the pipe, right? And then it starts moving and crawling up, and I was like, I just like screamed and took off running. I get to like the window, I turn around, and it's just like looking out like a submarine, and I was like, oh my god, it's a rat. So like I kind of jumped and ran at it, and it went back down. And it's just amazing.
See,
So,
I know
like-
we heard the story last time,
Yeah.
but just
For like
picturing it again,
2
it's
weeks,
kinda
I was
like,
sitting
oh
on the
my
toilet
gosh.
looking in.
You're checking.
Yep.
Make sure nothing comes right back.
No,
up.
we've had guys pull out firearms and stuff before. We've had people who are growing marijuana plants in their front yard. Like, there's crazy stuff out there.
Have you seen an alligator?
Oh yeah, we've seen plenty of alligators. We had somebody call us and complain there was an iguana in their pool, and we didn't catch it during the inspection. I'm like, I'm sorry, we know we don't do that.
Really?
Yeah, you have to set
Wow.
people's expectations sometimes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay, because you want to stay in the
Yeah,
same place
exactly.
all the time.
Sorry, the iguana's not a permanent fixture.
All right, so definitely want to invite you to our Agent Appreciation Day.
Yeah, we're in.
Which is on June 1st. So I will give you more information about that when we get done here, but it's just an appreciation to our agents, so I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then if you want to come to our Agent Appreciation Day, join
Become
us.
an agent.
Yeah, join Kurz Real Estate. It's really
Simple.
easy. It's very simple to do. It takes me like 2 seconds to transfer you over. And once you're in, you're invited, unless you're an agent from another company, you're interested in our company, we may invite you. You have to come by invitation of one of our agents. So, call one of them and talk to one of them. All right, so thank you very much for being on the show today.
It's a pleasure.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming.
It was a really great show today, and I think a lot of great information got out. So I definitely want you guys to visit us at kurzre.com. That's kurzre.com. You can call us at 786-529-5273. If you want to join Kurz Real Estate, email jointhemovement@kurzre.com. That's jointhemovement@kurzre.com. Visit our website. You'll see a lot of cool things on there. But the most coolest thing that you're going to find on our website is our charities button. Click on charities. Learn more about our charities. We are high representatives of the Children's Cancer Caring Center, Boys and Girls Club of America, the Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals, and the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. I am a member of NAREP, and I am on the committee supporting the chair of the membership for NAREP. So if you're interested in joining NAREP and becoming a part of such a great organization, give me a call or email me at jointhemovement@kurzre.com. We'll make sure that you get the information that you need. Now, I'm going to go with my final thought of the day. So this is something that I knew that I'm doing, and I'm going to apply this in every show. Final thought of the day today is this morning I woke up, and I like to post things on Facebook that get people interactive, right? And today's post was very simple. It said, basically, if you could have done anything else with your life other than what you're doing right now, what would it have been? Right? So what would be your answer to that? Like, if you're growing up and like there's just something else you wanted to do with your life.
Yeah, but this is my dream job. I got to tell you, I wake up every day. I've never worked a day in my life since I started here.
Really?
Oh my God, this is amazing. I get to meet great people. I get to educate them. I get to help people in their real estate transaction. It's very fulfilling. And my team is incredible.
So this
my team makes it all happen.
This morning I was thinking about it this morning. How about you? What would you have done?
Well, initially I wanted to be a doctor, so I would have been an anesthesiologist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to listen to some of these answers. I wrote, if I could have chosen another career, I'd be a film producer. I
saw
love
that.
movies.
I can see that.
I love movies. I love film production. I love editing. I love going to a movie and like really getting into it, not just the storyline, but the whole thing. You know, I don't just go to a movie and watch the movie. I really watch movies, you know, and I love how some directors do things differently. I catch on that stuff, you know. And so that's what I wrote. But let me give you some of these answers here. Somebody said to me, it's not too late to pursue a second career. So I've
That's not what he's intending to do.
Felicia writes, psychologist. Oh, wait, that's the same thing as being a realtor. That was awesome. I have a bachelor's in communication and journalism, so I would have went that direction. Reporter or anchor, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
Owner of a tech consulting firm that deals with future tech. iOS developer.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. A travel writer.
All right.
Travel the world, write about it, right? Pathologist.
That's a tough job.
Yeah, a pathologist. Now, they studied biology and chemistry, and prior to becoming a full-time mortgage consultant, they were in the organ procurement industry.
Wow.
Think about that. Like, you go from organ procurement to mortgage
That
consultant.
sounds like
you know?
Vanessa.
So
Chemist
Vanessa
too.
went from chemist to real estate professional.
Yeah.
You know? Hugh Hefner, just kidding, attorney. Child psychology.
That was his first response. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That wasn't a very just kidding.
Child psychology, magazine editor in New York City, or a marketing director.
That's
Very
cool.
specific too, in New York City, because like,
That's
come on,
deeply.
like that's the place to do it, you know. Actress, producer, vocalist, executive for a soccer team, history teacher, preferably American history, music producer, engineer, farmer, actress, film star, pro golfer, TV host,
Wow, you've got quite a bit of response.
music, broadcasting, telecommunications, F-22 pilot,
That sounds cool.
integrative medicine physician, or a filmmaker, world music producer, trial attorney. Here we go. Bitcoin miner, which, by the way, like there's a lot of money in that, right? Neonatal nurse, university professor in marketing, an actress, professional pilot, ballroom dancer, lottery winner, comedian, I'd be famous, that's where you go, pharmacist, and for the person that wrote pharmacist, I could see it, Denora, I could see that, animation design, architect and designer, hockey player, why the hell did I grow up in South Florida, Oscar-winning actress, just saying, what else? Trial lawyer, architect, animation design, pharmacist, architect, race car driver,
Race car.
porn star, high-end fashion photographer, cosmetologist, or astronomer. Astronomer, sorry, astronomer. Astronomical, I was like, astronomer. So
I'm
I
sorry.
guess my final thought for the day is, if you had these careers, would you be happy in these careers? And I think to myself, today I feel blessed. Today I get to run a real estate company that is mine. I have people that work in my company that follow me and are super excited about working with me. They remind me how blessed and how humble I should be every single day. I get to speak at events. I write books. I blog. I do all kinds of amazing things that helps our community be stronger, better, faster, more efficient. And I started this morning by saying if I could choose another career, I'd be in the film industry. I would make movies. And so I thought to myself for a moment, if I was making movies, how happy would I be? Because I'd be making movies, and yes, I'd be making people happy. They would enjoy my movies, hopefully. However, I would not have this direct connection with them. So I wondered to myself, why do people choose careers that they don't really want to choose? Why do people move into an industry because it just got placed in front of them? Why do people allow life events to push them into something that they don't want to do? Furthermore, why do people allow their parents to dictate what they should be
That's
for
a big
living?
one.
And so when I bring this to you, I talk about how your education and your path and your progress should be solely yours. You should not allow anything or anyone to influence what it is that you want to be. Are these broken dreams? No, they're not broken dreams. But for maybe some of them, there might be some brokenness in there. maybe for some of them, they really wanted to do that and are truly unhappy doing what they're doing today. If you find yourself in that situation where you are unhappy doing what you're doing today, then maybe you should look at what you put on that post and try to attack that at full force. All you have to do is take action in your life. But remember one thing. The old saying, the grass is always greener on the other side, is true. And I'll tell you why. Because when you go to the other side,
it's fertilized.
It's clean, it's
manure.
grass, it's beautiful, it's nice. Fucked up my shit. When you go to the other side, right, it's going to be greener, and you're going to enjoy that. But guess what? You're going to be too busy to happen on the other side. You're going to find yourself consistently in that position, which is why I started this whole thing with asking, had you chosen the career that you would have chosen, had I become a filmmaker, is there something else I would have wanted to do? Be happy where you are in your lives today, and agree with yourself that you should be doing something that makes you happy. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in today. Catch us next week. We love you. Tune in every single Thursday at 4 p.m. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.